What is up, everybody? I wonder if you guys can already notice a different kind of voice coming out, or rather a different kind of quality recording, because as I alluded to last week, I have a new microphone. It is the blue Yeti microphone, as you may see, famously made famous. Basically what I was trying to say there is Doom has one from BaseTradeTV, Map Control Co. And as we all know, his voice is pretty much God. So I thought, why not try and mimic God and have my own little piece of heaven? So it's been a long time coming. I was actually meant to get this for Christmas, but there was a bit of a miscommunication and didn't get ordered. So finally I got around to stop being lazy and ordered it off of Amazon, and it arrived about 1.5 weeks later. And yeah, it's been really great. Hopefully you can hear a difference in the, I guess, quality. I find it really awesome to have like this desk mic. The only annoying thing out of it, you could argue, is that now you can start to hear my keyboard in the background. It isn't even a mechanical keyboard, so if I was to get a mechanical keyboard, you'd probably cry because it would be so loud in the background. But equally, I haven't really played around much with the settings. I'm not really sure, you know, how to minimize stuff and everything like that. I'm basically just having it what is, and it seems to be good quality, so I'm not going to really fiddle around with it until I have maybe a few days to troubleshoot if something goes wrong. But I'm really happy with it. It's definitely a big step in the right direction. I was thinking, like, do I need a new webcam? Do I need a new microphone? Like, what do I need to prioritize in terms of my production? And the microphone was the thing. I was using this before, and it wasn't very reliable. Someone at work actually was doing this and actually made some of the wires loose in the back, so I kind of always had to fiddle with it. The quality was down, so I was like, why not get a kind of professional microphone? Plus, if I ever stop commentating, I'm going to use this anyway for like Skype calls, maybe for recordings. It's good to have. I can do interviews, really high quality, etc. So definitely thought it was a good idea. So that's that. Most of this vlog is going to be talking about the competition with the map control and this week's challenge around saying something basically that you HERP derped, you know, like either a bad or embarrassing moment or something that you just kind of failed at or was caught doing. And I definitely have one that actually came through last week. So I'll spend most of my vlog on this one this week. But the only other thing I really want to kind of mention is that, for those of you unaware, I did recently join ACL, which is Australian Cyber League. It's not the same, but it's probably the equivalent of MLG in terms of the what they do and the kind of their stance in their region. Like, ACL is really the only major organization that runs LANs of a big size for Australia, and they run off the East Coast, so you have events in Brisbane, in Melbourne, and in Sydney. And so it's really exciting. I'm going to be like a PIR for StarCraft 2, which means Public Relations Representative. I didn't get officially titled that, but I'm kind of putting myself under that title. I was trying to think of what best kind of describes what I am. I could say I'm public relations, but I don't kind of want to step on anyone's toes. Like, I'm still learning the organization structure and everything. ACL actually ran were they kind of a host. Obviously Blizzard ran, but they kind of hosted the WCS Australia and Oceania. So ACL was kind of accountable for setting up the stream and the sound and everything like that, while Blizzard hosted it. So I kind of mixed them around, but you get what I mean anyway. So they're doing a lot of great things, and it's really exciting to be working with them. As kind of like, this kind of experience is going to be invaluable for my inevitable move over to America. I'm planning hopefully the first quarter of next year, but who knows, it all depends, you know. So much stuff happens in a year. I mean, look, literally 10 months ago I just started this, and so if you can see how much has changed from being just another person on a website of sc2sca.com to where I am now in 8 months, then there's going to be crazy changes in the next 8 months. So I don't even know. I might even be in America before then. I might be later. I don't know. But either way, it's a great opportunity. My PRR role, so Chidlong Don't Read, is basically day to day I'm like the face or the front man of StarCraft 2 for the SC2SCA community. I'll be a primary source of communication between the two parties. So if SC2SCA community, or basically if the SCA community wants to communicate anything with ACL, I can be the man to do that. equally, if ACL needs to communicate anything to the community, I can be that person as well. I'm kind of like that middleman. And also keeping an eye on how the reputation between ACL and SC2SCA.com is, making sure that we keep communication channels open as much as possible and have an awesome experience for everybody, so it's a win-win. And then on actual game days, in terms of events, like the actual regionals, or the nationals I should say, I'll be kind of supporting Norksman, who is going to be the head admin and kind of the manager really of the StarCraft 2 side of things. He'll be accountable for the brackets and everything like that. So I'll be helping him where I can in terms of organizing that, and most likely being like player interaction, so going around the computers, making sure we keep on schedule. I'll be that guy that everyone hates at the events because we have to try and be a stickler for time, and that's going to be a real big breakthrough for me because I'm generally considered the nice guy, and for me to be like direct and straight with people and say, look, you need to get off the computer, this person needs to go, please leave now, I'd be like, I love you, can you please move? Like, I'm excited because if there's going to be one community for me to get a breakthrough in kind of having tough love when I need to, it's going to be this community because they're all super duper awesome, especially the SEA guys. I'm not sure how it is over there in the rest of the world. So that's going to be exciting. I'm also just going to be like floating around to different areas like the stream and the tech and everything like that, just seeing if I can provide support. Obviously I have an event management background, so I'm well acquainted with high stress situations in terms of like when stuff happens on the day that you can't prepare for and you're like, okay, this is what we're dealing with, this is what we have to do. Like I find I'm very valuable and very effective in being like, okay, well, this is what's happening, I need this here, I need this here, this is what we need to do, as opposed to like, shit, what do we do? Kind of thing. So that's gonna be cool. I'm really excited to be involved with them, and there's bound to be opportunities that present itself through that. And yeah, it's just all a good thing, basically. I can't think anything negative of it. So I'm actually, you might be wondering why I'm kind of wearing this kind of stuff. I got like some pants on. Sounds kind of weird, but anyway, I'm in kind of like a semi-formal gear. I'm actually going to be meeting with Vanza, who's the kind of the CEO of ACL. They're actually flying into Adelaide today to do some discussions with various projects and the like, and so we're going to meet up, and that's going to be cool. I'll be able to get like all my questions around the organization structure and, you know, making sure I have everything I know I need to be able to be, you know, a valuable employee. So that's exciting. Got to go to work first, obviously, and then jump on down to wherever we go. I'm going to make sure they have a Farmers Union iced coffee. I was talking with ACL Beware last night, and he was saying that he had. I don't think he said he had an Farmers Union iced coffee. He'd had iced coffee, and he said he loves iced coffee. I was like, well, you got to promise me you have a Farmers Union iced coffee before you leave, because it's like amazing. And he's like, okay. So if there's going to be one thing I contribute to ACL this year, it is having the main kind of team enjoy a Farmers Union iced coffee, because they're amazing, and I could probably get testaments from like over 100 people, like if not more. It's seriously, if you come to Australia, if you're not in Australia already, either come to South Australia, because that's what, obviously, South Australia's a whole, but like, that's where Farmers Union iced coffee is created, but it's also in Melbourne right now, in Victoria. They've been stocking it. I'm not sure if it's in Queensland or New South Wales. You might be able to see it here and there, but Melbourne, Victoria is starting to kind of get overwhelmed, almost like a bit of a virus. It's all around the shops now, which is exciting. But yeah, it's an awesome. I hate coffee. I can't drink hot coffee, but I tell you what, I will drink Farmers Union iced coffee until I die. Like, I would actually probably die from too much milk intake and vomiting and all that, like lactose and all that. Like, but I'd be worth it because it's Farmers Union iced coffee. It's actually amazing. We had an American intern who might be watching this, AT, who came in from the States for baseball, and there's only one thing he's going to miss from Australia. Well, not maybe from Australia, but from Adelaide, and that's Farmers Union iced coffee. And, you know, everything's cheaper over in America, so for him to miss something from Australia, it's a pretty big deal in terms of a food or a drink. So, yeah, that's I'm interested to see how that goes tonight. And then the other thing, I guess, is this Sunday is probably a really big day for SEA. We have the ACL Online Round 1 for the first regional, first national. So it's going to be ACL Brisbane. So we're going to be over in Brisbane for our first event. And what we're doing is they're not qualifiers, they're online rounds. So we have 2 online rounds for this first leg of the race, and so the total points is, say if you join online round 1 and you finish 4th, and you join online round 2 and you finish 8th, your points from 4th and 8th will be collated together, and whoever has the highest points based on that will be seeded into the event. So it's not like a qualifier where if you finish 4th in one of the events you get seeded 4th. You actually need to play in both online qualifiers, so online rounds, if you want to give yourself the best chance of getting a favourable seeding. And then on the actual day we'll have the open bracket and everything like that. So that's cool. That's this Sunday from, what time is it? It's 10:30 AM AEDT. That's going to be a double limb, and we've got over 55 sign up, so that's going to take quite some time, maybe leading into the early to mid-afternoon. And then that night we have the SEA Masters Cup. It is an SEA only, not an international one just yet. I think the next one might be international. But either way, from 6 PM AEDT, we do have the SEA Masters Cup. So a lot of players are going to be duking it out in the ACL Online Round, and then we'll go straight on to the SEA Masters Cup. So that's a full day of StarCraft. And also there is an SEACL clan match for the Tier 1, the S class, between Avant Tour, Time of Rising, versus Iris, or Iris Academy, and that's going to be sick as well. I think that starts at 7 PM AEDT. So a lot of stuff going on Sunday. It is definitely the day to tune in if you're interested in the scene. There's going to be action throughout the entire day. The ACL Online Rounds will be streamed on the ACL Twitch account, www.twitch.com/ACL Pro, if I'm not mistaken, and it will be cast by the forever lovely Maynard and observed by the awesome Infeza, as you might have seen on various IEMs and WCS Oceanias and all that kind of stuff. They're both very, very high quality personalities and very good at their craft. So I'll be actually adminning on the day in terms of the online round, at least in the first half, setting up games for the stream, etc. And then I'll be jumping on the casting decks later in the night, either for Time of Rising versus Iris or for the Masters Cup. We just have to work that out. So super exciting. Now, that took a lot longer than I thought it was. I kind of thought of new things as it came through, but as I said, the challenge. Let me just quote the challenge for this week. Week 6 video log challenge. Tell us something embarrassing, stupid, or just plain retarded you've done / been caught doing. So if you guys tuned into last week's video log, you would have heard me being really excited on that like 3 FPS about going to Swedish House Mafia, and how it's going to catch a flight the next morning and go and see them. It's going to be sick, etc., etc. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the kind of the theme of this story. It definitely revolves around that ticket. Let me just show you sample size A. As you can see here, it says down the bottom here, Friday the 1st of February 2013, gates open 4:30 PM. I recorded that video log on the Friday. Now, because of the way that the video log competition works, the 12 midnight PST is 6:30 PM the next day for us. Apologize to the microphone. For us here in Australia, so we actually had an extra day to do the video log. So it was at about 4 PM because I was like, oh my god, I have to do this before the end of the period of time. It's about 4 PM when I did that. So gates were opening 30 minutes after. In fact, they were probably done by the time they were open by the time I finished that video log and started uploading it. But I didn't know. I didn't have this ticket with me at the time. The story behind it is, originally Swedish House Mafia put tickets in for Sydney. Sydney was the only Australian date that they had announced. It was for February the 2nd. Now, I missed out on tickets for that. I can't remember if I was too late or whatever. But either way, they quickly announced a show in Melbourne for February the 1st, and some follow-on events from that. Like, they ended up doing, I think, 3 events in Melbourne, or 3 nights in Melbourne and 2 in Sydney, or something like that. Either way, I got tickets to the Melbourne show, and that was on the 1st, but in my head, I was thinking the 2nd. And the only thing I think that reason why I made such a mistake, because I'm normally like really on top of dates, like I'll put it in my diary and I'll make sure, like, who like buys tickets to the wrong date. Not the wrong day. Like, who buys like plane tickets and expects it on the wrong day? The only thing that comes to mind is if I thought in my head like February 2nd, because I've been telling myself that like so often. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go see him on February 2nd. I missed out on tickets, but I got tickets to another night. Anyway, if you haven't kind of put all the pieces together, I got home that night after recording the video log. I'm like, all right, let's start packing. Got to get my ticket. Probably should check the date. Just, I don't know. Just, you know how you have those off, like, oh, maybe I should check the date just to make sure. And to my horror, at 8 PM on Friday, the 1st of February, I read that the ticket was for Friday, the 1st of February. So basically, I had booked flights for a concert that didn't exist, for a show that happened the night before, because my flights to Melbourne were in the morning of Saturday of the 2nd of February. I was going to fly in the morning and then fly out the next morning, so just go for the concert. So now I'm stuck with a dilemma that, one, it's too late to book flights to the concert, because by the time I get there it'll be finished probably, and flights will be ridiculous. 2, I can't sell the ticket because it's already happened. And 3, I have these 2 flights that are going there for nothing. Like, I don't want to go to Melbourne just for a day and like do nothing and just like cry because I picked the wrong flights. So I'm like, oh my god. It's like, if that's not embarrassing enough, I was like, oh my god. Like, it's more annoying to me that I've seen Swedish House Mafia once at Future Music Festival last year, but I was like really exhausted after a day. It's a full day event, full day festival. So I was really looking forward to having, like, you know, like if you see a band at like Big Day Out or any other kind of major event where there's lots of acts, you'll get people in the mosh or people in the crowd who might know the music but aren't hardcore fans. Same with Swedish House Mafia. Lots of people went and saw them at Future Music Festival, and there was really a lot of hype and stuff, but it wasn't like that kind of the, oh my god, everyone here is here for Swedish House Mafia, you know, like the whole event. And so I was really looking forward to going to a Swedish House Mafia specific concert, because I knew Swedish House Mafia were going to put on a sick show, lots of lights, lots of atmosphere, lots of energy, and the crowd were going to be awesome as well, because they bought tickets specifically for them. So I was really, 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 really annoyed at myself. But I was just like, well, this is what happened. It is what it is. I'm not going to go cry in a corner and bring everyone else's night down. So I actually took it quite well in the end. Like, I was just like, okay, what can I do? So I transferred my flights from the next days to a couple of weeks later for the March, over the weekend of March the 9th through to the 13th, because there's the Heart of the Swarm launch, actually, that's just been released for, or announced, sorry, for Melbourne. Will be where it's been hosted. And so I was able to transfer the flights over to there, so I'll be over there for it, which is exciting. So that cost me another $100, but you know, it's better than having to book flights again on top of it. I did lose the $120 value of the ticket, and definitely I have quite a story that people can laugh at. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to frame this ticket and put it in my room as a reminder and as something that I can just laugh at every time I look at it and just be like, oh my god, you're the biggest retard in the world. How can you miss a concert? Idiot. So I guess I'm happy that I can take it in that kind of light. Like, I'm not like ripping up the ticket and being depressed, and I could have snowballed it and just like hated life for like ever. I was like, alright, whatever. Shit happens. You know, I'll just learn from it. I'd rather it happen now than say when I'm meant to fly to America for an event or something and I miss it, and like it's just a lot more money to deal with and a lot more crap. So whatever. That's definitely an embarrassing story for me. It's kind of funny, especially because I was so excited on the last video log, and it's really disappointing every time I hear like "Don't You Worry, Child" or other kind of Swedish House Mafia songs. It's a little tear I shed, but I get over it quickly and just enjoy the music because I just love their music. As the phone goes off in the background, home phones. It's like I only have a home phone because it's like connects to our internet, so like we just don't answer it. Shut up. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to really kind of discuss on this one. I'm gonna get out of your faces before I go over like a million minutes. I think that's all. Yeah. So shout out to Hiding Breed, obviously SE2SEA.com. As you can see here, we made a sick little overlay for me. Pretty happy with that. Hiding Breed, we actually also just rebranded with a new logo. I think it's super sexy. You guys can let me know. And that's really all. I'm going to go to work now. I got some people to call, members to call, all that fun stuff. Definitely not calling that guy back because he just hung up on me and that's pretty rude. So that is all. Hope all is well, and remember to always check your tickets, remember to always check your dates, and make sure you always put stuff in your diary straight away, because the one time that you forget to put it in your diary, you'll do what I did and miss everything. Peace.